Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. We are here for our weekly energy reading. Let's open up some sacred space. See what our guides want us to hear today. This smells delicioso. All right. So I just got guided to tell somebody that if you are on a twin flame journey and you are, oh shoot, I forgot my palo. That the twin flame journey is not about the other person. So the twin flame journey is all about your soul's awakening. So if you are considered a twin, which means that it is said to be that it is one soul that kind of splits into two different bodies, and they have somewhat similar experiences. Usually they have the same core soul lessons like shame or forgiveness or compassion. And when I say shame, I mean they'll attract situations that have them feel shame about themselves, and they have to transform that into unconditional love for self. So the twin flame journey, it is said to be that these souls come in for the sole mission of growing themselves as a spirit. And as you evolve in each lifetime, you get closer and closer and closer to God, the universe, to that higher, that higher realm, I guess. And this is all just what I've read. And it's like a consistent theme that felt true for me and my body. When I read it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is me. I think I read about twin flames for the first time in 2017. And I just resonated with it. And I binge watched all of these videos. And now to see the growth that I've had from 2017 to now to 2024 is when I'm filming this. It is powerful how much my soul has awakened from being so needy and so clingy and thinking I needed somebody this whole time, when now I find myself crying on the daily about my growth and being like, Michelle, I'm so proud of you. Like, I do certain things and I'm like, yes, I didn't think I could do it, but I did it. And I have an expansion list in my journal, and it's got about almost, I think I'm at 78 or 79 items. So these are all the different ways that my soul has expanded since, 2017, 2018, when I spiritually awakened. And I went through a couple different mini awakenings. Like after my daughter passed in 2012, I woke up. Then in 2015, I had like an abrupt shame moment that woke me up, and I started to behave better. So we need these we need these moments in life that shake us to our core to say, stop doing this. You're in a character, you're not in your soul. This is just the pattern that you've created from the ego, from trauma. And as we awaken, and that's why the twin flame journey, it's not about receiving another person, because your whole purpose on this planet in that body is to be better, is to wake up more and more and more and become more aware of who you are, why you're doing what you're doing. Keep loving yourself. It's like this push from behind that your angels and guides are saying, come on, eat better, be nicer, be kinder to yourself, pivot when you need to pivot. Don't go to this place if it makes you feel crappy. So if you can think about the big picture of, okay, I'm in this game and I chose this body and this hair and this personality. How can I use it for good? How can I make the best of this experience and leave everybody I meet feeling amazing, leaving myself feeling amazing first? And then you just wake up every day and just do that. And you figure out, okay, my soul chose this path. What is my mission? What am I supposed to be doing? And you look back at all your lessons. Like, what are your core soul lessons? What do you keep attracting that makes you feel X, Y, and Z? So for me, it was shame. I kept attracting situations where I would do something where I would feel shame about it. So the whole mission is to see the shame and to forgive it and to say, oh, this is part of my game. I can allow the shame to be here and say, it's okay that I did those things. I forgive myself. And if I hurt somebody else, hopefully you guys apologize to them. But look at your soul lessons. One of mine is compassion, which I learned through deep grief, losing my daughter and losing my dad. Those two situations taught me to be really, really mindful about, before I step into a conversation, how do I want to sound? How do I want to speak? What do I want to say? I don't know where that person's mind is that day. I don't know if they're in grief. I don't know if they're in shame. So what if I started every conversation being super, super kind, because I've done the work on myself to get out of any kind of shame, guilt, anger, hatred, grief. I've removed that from my nervous system. So now I have more space in my body to show up and just to be kind. And that's the mission. Is most people want to get there. Most people watching this channel, you're spiritually awakened and you want to manifest and you want to have a good life. But what blocks you is the nervous system. And I always say it's like a nerd's rope with all the little nerds on it. And the more nerds on it that you have, the harder it is to see love in others, because you can't see it in yourself yet. You can only love somebody else at the capacity that you can love yourself. So if you are on the twin flame journey and this person doesn't love themselves, and you can see it clearly that they're not treating themselves well, they're never going to love you the way you want to be loved, because they can't even love themselves that way. So it's like you're knocking down the wrong door saying, hey, I'm here, love me, I'll love you, I'll give you all the love in the world. It's like giving a 10-year-old the keys to the car. They can't drive, they don't have their license, they have no idea how to do it. So we have to pull back and stop knocking. And that's what the twin flame journey is. You pull back your energy. You no longer search for this person. You say all you need to say to them. You help them as much as you can. And you say, listen, I love you. You have to do the work. You have to be better. I'm here. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep evolving. And if they don't want to do that, then that's on them, right? But you make sure your side of the street is clean. You're cleaning up your diet, your mental space, your emotional health, your spiritual health. And you're just understanding that you're the creator of your video game. You get to decide how you want to live life. And every single day, eyes, ears, and hearts open to this. Every single day is an opportunity for all of you to see what you're made of, to see what you can do more. Okay. It's becoming more of who you are. It's not about attaining somebody. The ego and the mind will wake up in the morning and say, I want love, I want money, I want this, I want that. As soon as you think those thoughts, you pull back and you say, soul, how can we grow today? How can we be more loving today? How can we give? So you don't come from a space of what can I get today? You come from a space of universe, use me. Where will you have me go? What will you have me do? Who will you have me see? And what will you have me say? And you just ask to be moved. And you literally just become this vessel of giving love in every opportunity, and understand that you're going to have moments that press you. This is a really long-winded opening channeled message, one not expected, but I'm going to get my Palo Santo in a second. But because I can't wait to see what the cards say after I just said all this. But it's like this, we have this opportunity every single day to be better, and we're going to have moments that stretch us. So last week I had a moment that stretched me. I have a really great guy friend in my life, and he's so amazing. And it's that example, like he doesn't see it and I can't be the one to see it. And I heard a quote the other day about, you can't force an egg. You can't crack an egg open, which we can, but if you want the baby chicken to come out, we can't like crack it open. We have to allow it to hatch. But I believe that certain words and certain feelings and certain things that we can, from a distance say, and then you say it once and you walk away, that can get the hatching started. So I had an icky moment last week where I just was witnessing something that wasn't right. And it's not fair to certain people. And I've always been the type of person that keeps quiet and keeps to herself and doesn't want to ruffle any feathers. And I was just like, this is so wrong. I have to say something. And I could have gone behind the person's back and gone right to the person who doesn't know that it's happening. And I could have said it to them, but I didn't. I chose to give that soul an opportunity to fix it. I'm not God, like I'm not the universe, like trying to dictate the situation. I'm just the witness of it. and I'm like, wow, I used to do the same thing. And that's why it feels so real to me. And I can feel the shame that I feel from doing the same thing. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I can just say something, and maybe that will, start the hatching process. Maybe they'll start to wake up and really look at themselves and look. And maybe if they hear my experience, they'll be like, oh, I don't want to do that. And they can also look at me and say, wow, she can overcome that, then maybe I can too. So I like spoke my truth, and this was a soul growth moment. The old Michelle would not do it. And I went up to him and I was like, what you're doing is wrong and it needs to stop. You have to stop doing this. And this is your life. And I want you to love yourself and I want you to want better for yourself. And if that's what you want, then go for it. Like I just was kind of like coaching in a way, but it was unsolicited advice. He probably didn't want it, but I don't care. I just needed to say it because I felt like I was witnessing something. It's kind of like witnessing a crime and then you don't say anything about it. My heart couldn't handle that. And I just was like, I have to say something. So I did. And I went to bed and I felt like I hadn't slept in like 2 weeks. It's like my soul was telling me to do this. It was like a soul contract between him and I, that it was part of my growth to say it, to step out of my comfort zone and to finally speak up for myself and for the other people involved. And then it was also like my, just like my love for myself. You know what I mean? Like, because I know that I was once like that. So this is another message for you guys. If you are attracting a situation that bothers you, which I did attract this situation that bothers me, it's because some part of it lives in me. So by me speaking up and addressing it, acknowledging it, accepting it, it was me finally coming to peace with when I did that in my life in the past. So it was almost like a culminating moment for me. I was maybe possibly going to help this person. If not, oh well, that's their life. They have to make those choices. But I could not rest. I literally felt like my soul wouldn't let me sleep until I did that. And I think it was to free me. I think it was for me to express myself the way that I needed to express myself, and to also obviously do that soul contract to help him, to nudge him. It's kind of like, think about if you have somebody who's, I don't know, this is a weird example, but somebody that's using drugs, right? And then you share your story about how you were an addict and you overcame it, and this is how it happened. And all of a sudden, that shifts their perspective, and you're the one person that saved their, you just, I don't want to say nobody saves anybody, you save yourself, but what if it did save them, right? So that's the feeling that I'm talking about. And I'm sharing this because I feel like this is the energy of this past eclipse, is you are possibly seeing something that's not right, or it doesn't feel good, and you have to speak up. You have to say something. You have to get it off your chest, because you can't sit with an injustice. We can't. It's just the way it's 2024. And if we're going to live in a pure body, we can't lie, we can't cheat, we can't steal, we can't do anything that is against our soul. We literally will not be able to sleep. So my soul was making me feel so much pain because I was sitting on something that I knew wasn't right, even though I wasn't fully involved with it, but it was in my vision. I was seeing something happen. So this is your call to action. Your twin flame journey, your soul journey, is all about awakening each day and asking to be moved and being giving and opening up your vessel and cleaning up your nerds rope and getting rid of all the traumas and doing healing sessions. And the whole purpose of it is that so we can show up and we can be better. And you're going to have these growth moments where you're going to have to say uncomfortable things and people might not like it. And I even told my friend, I'm like, you might hate me for doing this, but you're going to thank me in 5 years, if they align and if they get their shit together. And they could also just be like, no, she's a crazy psychopath and I want nothing to do with her ever again. But I don't care. I couldn't sleep and I had to take care of me in that moment. And that's my most important mission, is I'm taking care of me. And it's not about another person. It is about doing what's right in our world, honoring yourself, speaking up when you need to speak your truth, using that throat chakra, where maybe in your past, for me, I had never spoken up to a man like that before. I was, even if it was a guy friend or a boyfriend, like I just was so timid and I was so scared of not being received or not being loved or that they would walk away. But I spoke on Friday and I was like, I don't care if you hate me because I am so in love with myself. And I know that I'm not going to lose anything because I have me. So opening channeled message is all of that. Okay, so let's get some Palo Santo and then we're going to open up some sacred space. And I have my bathing suit on because it's going to be 80 degrees here today. Oh my gosh, my nose. Did not know my nose was running. Okay. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and whitest light messages to come through. Thank you already for those beautiful messages. I know that they were already speaking through me. And I just heard, Michelle, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You're finally the woman who is doing what's right, even if somebody wants to smush you after it. Does that make sense? Like you're just, and that message is for everybody. But it's my guide saying, Michelle, yes, like this is what people are missing. This is what they're lacking. They don't know how to stand up for themselves. They don't know how to take action to say, this is wrong. And some people do, there's those whistleblowers out there. But I wasn't one of those people. I was so naive. I was so quiet. I was so like, oh, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I was a people pleaser. And there's a lion in me now that I'm not going to go around blowing up everybody's stuff, but I'm just going to observe. And if something's not right, then I'm just going to bring it to that person. And we don't go behind people's backs. We go right to the source, because that's what, God lives in everybody, right? So if somebody's not doing something right, you go to them and you talk to them. You don't go to other people talking about God. No, we go right to God. God lives in all of us and God hears all of us. So if you can go to that person that hurt you and know that you're speaking to God, how would you speak to God? How kindly would you speak? Even though I went to my friend and I was kind of forceful with my words, I was still gentle. I was still mindful. I was making sure I was not cutting him off while he was speaking. So there's a delivery approach with when you're approaching somebody and speaking your truth. Okay, so Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and whitest light messages to come through. Bless me, bless my cards, bless my viewers. All right, let's bring us all the magic today. I did a group healing session. I brought in one of my friends, Jillian. She's in a high energy healer, and it was her first time doing a group healing, and it was magical. We all laid in a meditation. She guided us through, and then she did a healing on us. And then at the end, she gave each one of us an intuitive message that she got from our guides, and it was so awesome, and it was so spot on. She cleared our third eye, she cleared our heart chakra, and she cleared our sacral chakra, which is cool because during the meditation, I had so much sexual energy. I was having memories of all these moments, great moments from my past, sexual moments. And it was just like, whoa, why am I like so turned on right now during this meditation? But that's what happens when we're working with the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is below your belly button. It is where all of your reproductive organs are. And it's an activation to pull in that kind of dark feminine, to be like, it's okay to be sexual. It's okay to want to express yourself with somebody who you feel safe with, who values you, who trusts you, you trust them, but we're not activating that dark feminine with a wounded masculine who's only going to use and abuse and lie and cheat and all those things. So it's kind of like an activation of kind of like what I talked about earlier, like the dark feminine coming out, being like, you can't treat me this way. You're not going to do this to me. And being able to use your solar plexus and your throat chakra to speak your truth so that you can then feel safe to open up your sacral chakra with somebody. Because if you can't speak your truth and if you can't speak boundaries, you're not going to feel safe to open up your sexual energy to somebody. So there's a balance there. And I think it's not ironic that I'm wearing like a cute, sexy bathing suit talking about this. So my guides always guide me with what I'm wearing and what's going to come through. And as you guys know, I always kind of film in bathing suits in the summer on my back deck. I was actually going to film outside this morning, but the sun was right behind me, so I wasn't sure if the glare would be bad. Okay, so as I'm scratching my head, look what card we just got. We got it in the reverse. We got the 5 of Swords. So this represents somebody who's feeling the pressure. They're feeling that energy that I was talking about last week with my friend, like, oh, what do I do now? Like, I have to fix this. What do I do? But it's in reverse. So that means he's figured it out. So here's what it would look like if he didn't figure it out. He's like, how do I make this right? But look, it's reversed. He's made it right. He's finding a solution. He's planning. And this could be a feminine or a masculine. The solution will arrive. I just heard it'll arrive in divine timing. Of course, that card just totally jumped really far. Sorry, guys, I gotta go get it. Wow, we have Judgment and the Wheel. Holy cow. Total completion energy. Look at this. So balancing. The Wheel is like, for me, that's like the twin flame journey. It's the yin yang, the dark and the light, right? So it's the masculine and the feminine energy. And when you're fully balanced, it's like the yin yang can click into place. And that's what the wheel is. The wheel is turning and clicking into place because you've spoken your truth, because you've done certain things to activate your own soul's growth. And look at all the teal here. There's so much teal, which blue is the throat chakra. So even though this is kind of like a greenish blue, I still feel like it's the throat chakra. And maybe it's a mix of like the throat and the heart, because, you know, the heart is the green, the throat is the blue. So it's like you're combining both, you're joining both and then speaking with love. So 5 of Swords, somebody is coming out of a very dark, hard, really tumultuous time in their head. And they've now balanced their energy. They are like, wow, I can see all sides of this now. I can see why things didn't work out because I needed to grow myself. And I was maybe codependent. I was maybe pulling and reaching and trying to control somebody else. And I definitely think that like that situation in my personal life was me relinquishing control, but also setting a boundary. So there has to be that fine line, which I was learning how to do for myself. Like the old me would say, I'm not saying anything because I'm not going to try to control somebody. I want everybody to have their freedom. You know what I mean? This is freedom. We all don't want to be told what to do and when to do it. Because if somebody came into my life and was like, you need to do this, you need to do that, I would be out so fast. No, thank you. But also there's a little piece of me that really craves that. They say the divine feminine is the river and the masculine is the bed, right? So he's holding her water. He's holding so she can flow. And if he is unstable, if he's lying, if he's cheating, if he's wounded, if he's just rocky, he's not really like sturdy, you know, she then can't flow and she can't be in her sexual energy. She can't be creative. So the Wheel card is saying they've balanced it. He knows his role now and she knows her role. And now they're both going to be set free. And I think this is also somebody leaving a relationship. Somebody's getting divorced. This is the shackles are coming off. And I know I have a client of mine / friend that actually, where's my phone? I'm going to text you guys what she wrote me the other day. I did a reading for her and I told her, I was like, it's so unique that I'm doing a reading for you. I feel like somebody's going to come into your life. And in the reading, there was something that said somebody's coming back in. And she put also update on the guy that came back into my life and confessed his love to me. He filed for divorce on Friday. I've fallen for him again. The way he's been treating me, Michelle, is like unlike anything I've ever experienced. So these things are happening right now. People are literally waking up and they're leaving these partnerships that they're like, it's their soul is hatching. And they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was like in this lower vibration for years. And now I'm standing on top and I can see everything so clearly and I'm so balanced. So I'm so happy for her. Like that text just made me feel so good that he's been treating her in a way that she's never been treated before. And a little piece of me was like, we're all next. We're all deserving of that. Okay, I just got guided to do the Kim Kranz animal deck. We're going to do the unicorn. And I just had this overwhelming sense of love and happiness and excitement. And it's almost like somebody's like, yay, I'm finally going to get to go home to where I'm meant to be. And it's going to feel so incredible. And again, the twin flame journey, if you guys are on my channel, you're probably a twin flame. Sorry to admit that, but it is a thing. And I attract twins. And anytime I do sessions or mentorships with somebody, it's because they're a twin. Do you guys know what this means? The black egg is truth. So my guides are literally saying, listen to Michelle, she's speaking the truth. This is the truth. This is finally coming to terms with what is real, what has been real all along. It's somebody coming home to themselves and finally, and look, it's a freaking egg, you guys. I just realized that. We're talking about cracking an egg and hatching an egg, and my guides bring us an egg. Too funny. But and I just heard like somebody's going to feel like shame about not knowing and being in the egg all that time and not being awakened. I have one client, she's amazing. Her partner is awakened. He's awakened and she wasn't. And now she's seeing the ego, and now she's seeing why, she attracted certain situations with her partner that were really painful. And she wanted to point fingers, she wanted to blame him. And now she's seeing the truth of it. She's seeing that, wow, I was not awakened and I was in judgment. I was judging the other person. And now she was literally like this for months, maybe even a year. She just was holding on to this situation where he had hurt her, but that hurt was actually pushing a button on her to set her free, which is the judgment. If somebody cheats on you, if somebody is lying to you, if there's any kind of discord in a relationship, there's a reason for it. You have attracted that because your soul is here for what? Our soul is here to grow. So if we are attracting a situation that is like abandonment, right? Rejection, then maybe that's one of your core lessons. So we can't hate the other person. When we chose to jump into this body, to have this experience, to learn these lessons, if anything is happening in your life, it's meant to happen. You're literally calling it in to free yourself even more. So embrace the pain, embrace the heartache. I know that's really hard to say, and I'm not saying it's easy. Trust me, I've been through so much, and my clients have been through so much. We've cried together. I've done years of crying after certain pain in my life, but I have to sit back and say, why is this here? Why am I crying? Oh, it's because I love so deeply, or I'm so codependent that the feeling of rejection and abandonment was so painful. It felt like knives all over my body. But guess what? When you finally feel it and you sit in those tears and you cry for those years, you're setting yourself free. Your nervous system is saying, hey, babe, we got to cry this out. We have to keep crying until it's off of our nerds rope. And that's essentially what freedom is literally attracting a situation because your nervous system has something on it that you can't see. So maybe your nervous system has rejection on it, right? You walk around life fearing rejection everywhere you go. You're scared you're not going to get the job and they're not going to like you. You're scared that your friends are not going to like what you're saying. It's just constant rejection. It like slithers in all areas of your life, right? Well, here we go. We're getting a huge situation where you're up for this promotion and everybody thinks you're going to get it, and then you don't get it. It's like the ultimate rejection in front of everybody. Well, you just received a gift. You just received this wonderful egg, and you now get to hold the egg and say, okay, what is this teaching me? It's cracking open and it's showing me that now I can walk through life after this situation where this person rejected me, this job rejected me, this person abandoned me, they cheated on me. I can now walk through life knowing that that happened and I still survived and I'm still here. And guess what? Now I'm even more free because I don't feel that fear of it happening again, because I know that I can handle it. And if I do attract it again, then that's the universe saying, there's another layer on your nerds rope. We got to peel off another fear. So do you guys see that pattern of how every situation that has happened to you that's been bad, that's because it's lying dormant in your nervous system, and the universe is like, we got to pluck this off. But before we pluck it off, you have to feel it, you have to experience it, you have to learn it, and then you have to integrate it afterwards and say, okay, and this is the divine masculine card, so we're going to take this. Then you have to say, okay, I attracted all of this. Now I want to heal it and free myself. So this is the divine masculine energy. They need to understand this process. A lot of them are not awakened. A lot of them are awakened. But it's so beautiful when somebody grows, you know, when somebody expands. Even with my friend who I was talking to, he's not great at expressing himself. Well, I think he is, but he says he's not. And I was just like salivating watching him express himself. I was like, yes, do it, say it. I'm like, come back at me. Like I didn't want it. He did it. I just loved seeing him crack out of his egg and be the man that I know he could be. And we all have family members, we have siblings, we have parents, we have nieces and nephews where we can see the light in them. We can see the little cracks of light coming through, and it's shining through the cracks. And sometimes I believe that other people can add another little knock on that egg to help it hatch a little bit more, but we can't force it, right? It's got to want to come out. But the divine masculine, I think they need that. I think they need their divine feminine or a friend or another divine feminine woman to say, hey, I see this in you. You don't see it, but I see it. You know, you can see it too. And then that opens up their eyes to have more awareness around it. Okay, that's so funny. We had the stingray at the bottom of the deck and I almost grabbed it, but I was like, no, I'm not going to grab it. And then it just came out again. So if you guys are learning how to pull cards, if you want to be a reader, you can always, if you see a card at the bottom of the deck and you just notice it, right? You're just, why did I just notice that? You can say, Spirit, bring me that card again if we're meant to have it. Because sometimes you don't know if you should pull it or not. So you can always ask Spirit. So we have the elephant and the stingray, which is so unique because guess what, you guys? The elephant creates obstacles. The elephant literally in this deck of cards, the book says it creates an obstacle to overcome it. The stingray is all about kind of like, it's the chakra system. That's the nervous system. Look at the colors all on the spine. So this is my guides bringing me a card that is backing up everything I just talked about with the nerds rope, right? You are clearing your chakra system so that you can flow. Think about a stingray moving through water. How do they flow, right? It's very like this. I don't know the word for it, flowy, whatever, graceful. And it's not about stinging. This, I don't get that message right now. Sometimes I would get that message, but this is not about stinging anybody. This is about you learning to balance your own energy so that you don't get stung. And then also that you are mindful of your words and your delivery and your heart so that you're coming from a clear nerds rope, a clear nervous system, no trauma, you're speaking with kindness, and you're realizing that, wow, I'm the elephant. I created the obstacle just so I could overcome it. It's literally like that self-induced pain. You know, we attract the situation for our own growth. That's what, to me, that's what the elephant means. Okay, let's get some Angel Wisdom Tarot. I feel guided to shuffle a little bit different. Comes through. Cacao. Yummy cacao with oat milk, a little bit of stevia. If you guys didn't know, cacao is a heart opener. So it opens up your heart to make you feel things a little bit more. So I like to drink it in my readings. So I'm clairsentient, so I can feel things. I use my body in every way to navigate life. Okay. We're gonna cut, they just said cut 3 times. 1, 2, and we'll just do those 3. We'll do the top card for each one. Okay, we have the Page of Fire, or Page of Fire, which is the Page of Wands, King of Cups, King of Water, and then the 3 of Swords. Wow, somebody's going through a heartbreak. Somebody's going through a breakup, a divorce, a loss. So it says, great sadness that will heal with time. Let go of the past. Personal growth that comes from challenges, healing misunderstandings, being there for those in need. So this is either you supporting somebody as a guide and a mentor, or even just a family member who comes to you after a breakup or a loss. You're going to be their source of love and support. But remember, we don't fix, we don't save, we just hold space. Or that could mean somebody watching this might be going through a change, leaving a relationship, leaving a job. So let's get some more messages on that. Then we have the King of Water. So we're going to do a Micah magic for each of these tarot, for these 3 tarot cards. So King of Water, this is like the most emotionally available type of divine masculine. So this is good news. So I think maybe the breakup is going to cause this masculine to awaken further so that they can be more emotionally available. It says trustworthy, honorable, devoted, cautious, someone you can completely trust. A situation that is safe, a solid romantic relationship, hidden but well-intended emotions, a charitable benefactor, seeing a counselor. So we have 2 cards where it's all about seeing a counselor. So the main message I feel like for 50% of the people watching is it's time for you to seek help. It's time for you to get the guidance that you need. And then for the other 50%, it's saying that somebody's coming out of a relationship, but that heartbreak is breaking them open so that they can be more trustworthy. They can be more honorable. They're literally cracking out and awakening to their truth, like the black egg, the divine truth of who you are. You're seeing that that was no longer serving you. And you were numbing yourself with all of these addictions and all these different things, or your person was. And you had to sit by and watch it and feel sorry for them. And you couldn't do anything about it, but it's not your job to do anything about it. We can't hatch the egg. And then we have Page of Fire, enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, impatient, news of exciting opportunities, allowing your creativity to soar, do things that fuel your passions, finish what you start. Throat chakra's going a little nuts there. So I feel like this is, as soon as somebody breaks free and you come out of that heartache and that pain, it's like something activates inside of you and you're like, oh my gosh, I have all of this creativity. I can't wait to create this and I can't wait to do that. Or I want to build this thing for my family and my house. It's like all of a sudden you just turn on and you're excited about life again. That's what I just heard. Somebody, once you leave this relationship or this job, you're going to feel feelings about life that you've never felt your entire life. I always say when I get done filming a video or reading, it's like soul fulfillment. I just feel like this is what I meant to do. This feels so good. It's like better than food. It's better than anything. Yeah, your spiritual gifts. Crow, you have spiritual gifts. It might be time to dive deep into sharing them. The world needs what you have. So if you're feeling a little flutter in your heart right now, watching me pull that card, that message is for you. It's time for you to get out there, get on social media, start sharing your readings, start sharing your gifts with your community. Okay, now let's do the Micah magic for each of the tarot. So let's do for 3 of Swords, the heartbreak. Micah, what do we need to hear about the 3 of Swords? Money's on the way. So this could be financial pain. if money's coming out with that situation. But love and money is directly connected. It's all the same. Like when you're in love, your heart beats with joy. So normally you attract abundance because it's a match to that joy energy. Vice versa. When you're feeling really good about your finances, you attract a lot of people to you because you're holding an energy that's like a buzzing energy. So love and money are directly connected. Okay, this is for the King of Cups. Get out in nature, which is funny because he's sitting on a throne by the ocean. So we have get out in nature. A message is coming through social media, text, or email. So this could lead to that passion project. This could lead to the money. But be like the King of Cups, go be by the water, get out in nature, and wait for this message to come in. Okay, Micah, now let's tell us about the Page of Wands. What about this passion work? You are here for a bigger purpose. It's your mission. Let's do one more. Manifest more for yourself. And then she just gave us 3 more. So let's see what they are. Switch up your routines. A spiritual guide is on the way. Breakdown that builds character. Yeah, that's that breakup or that leaving that job. But money is on the way. I just heard it again. Money is on the way. Manifest more for yourself. And remember, you guys remember how to manifest money, right? There's so many different things that you can do, but my top favorite methods are each night before bed, you're going to imagine yourself having the money in whatever way that looks. Maybe you're going on a vacation. Maybe you're counting the money in your hands, but pick 1 or 2 imaginal acts that you can do every night before bed. And then you're going to do it as soon as you wake up in the morning, because that is when your subconscious is like, it's like the box is open for you to place your order in. And then throughout the rest of the day, it's like the ego is too much in the mix, so we can't do it. So you got to do it at night before bed, usually 2 hours before bed and 2 hours after you wake up in the morning. So you're going to imagine yourself having the money. And then the other thing that I like to do is obsessive gratitude and askformation. So throughout the day, if I'm doing my laundry, like this morning, I was pulling towels out of the dryer to fold. And I was like, why am I the girl that manifested millions? And now I get to teach people how to do it. Why am I the girl that manifested millions? And now I get to share my wealth with all of my clients who are financially struggling right now. Why am I the girl? And I just go on a rampage and I just do it while I'm doing the laundry. So these things are like a workout. If you're not willing to commit to doing that, then you're going to struggle to receive. You have to consistently do it, and you have to believe that your nervous system can hold it. You have to understand that if you do get a bunch of money, if you're energetically used to being in lack, your body and your subconscious will push it away. You'll be like, oh, here, you can have some of this and you can have some of that. You're not fully receiving it. I am about to post a video about the all game that I played. I played the all game this weekend with one of my mentors. Her name's Debbie, and I'm actually going to become a game facilitator, which it's so spot on and it seems so synchronistic, but I starbursted in the game. I literally, on my second roll of the entire game, the game's like a 4-hour game. And on my second roll, I starbursted, which means that you've gone through every single path on the board, which is all of your chakras. I went from my root chakra to sacral to solar plexus to heart to throat to third eye to crown. And the game, the universe was telling me, Michelle, you're fully balanced. We're making you starburst right now because you are literally the wheel card. You are fully balancing your light and your dark. You're speaking your truth. You're standing up for yourself. You're being a good person. You're on your mission. You're on YouTube. You're doing your sessions. You got your website up. It's like everything is clicked into place, and the game was reflecting that back to me. Now, I've played that game for almost 2 years now, and every game was not like that. I got stuck in the energy path for 3 months. I was stuck in one section of the board, which is all about your solar plexus. It's your energy center. So I literally was stuck there because I wasn't doing my mentorship. I wasn't doing other certain things. And the universe was saying, Michelle, you got to do it. You got to face your fear. You got to do it. And I wasn't doing it. So the game reflects back to you where you are and what you need to work on. So for me to starburst this past weekend, I was, especially after I had that conversation with my friend where I was like, should I have said that? I don't know if I crossed a boundary. That was full confirmation that I was supposed to do it. And plus I slept really well after I said it. So I felt better, but it was just like, I felt so in alignment. And when we get that confirmation and when we feel like we're clicking into place, that's when we can manifest more. That's when we can do our imaginal acts and money will actually come in. And ironically, not ironically, but the next morning after I spoke my truth to my friend, I had $500 in my Venmo out of nowhere. So like, it was like the universe saying, we love you, Michelle. You're doing a great job. Like, keep going. So this is also how you guys can look for, and the $500 was a donation. So this is how you guys can look for feedback to see where you're at, to see where you need help. And look out for that video of the all game. I might post clips, or I might just, throw up the whole video. It's like an hour and a half long. We cut the game short just for filming purposes. And because I starbursted, that the game ends kind of after you starburst, you can continue playing, but it's kind of like a completion energy. Like there was no point in me keep playing when the universe was saying you're complete. But we wanted to film it to get it out there to the masses because so many people don't know about this cool board game. It's a way to spiritually grow other than a reading, other than Reiki, but you could do it in a game setting and you can do it with groups of people. So if any of you guys are watching and you're a part of my tribe, maybe you've done a mentorship with me, maybe you've done a reading with me and you want to play, let me know. I believe it's $200 to play. I'm pretty sure that's what she charges. And we do it like for 4 hours on a Saturday afternoon. We can do it on Zoom. You can come to my house if you're local, and we can play together. So I've been playing for 2 years and it has transformed my life. And Debbie is amazing. And soon I'm going to be a facilitator. So I'm going to get to host my own games and I can come to you guys. I can come to your homes and we can get a group of women or people together to do this together. So I'm super, super pumped. Okay, let's do 2 more cards. But money is on the way. Switch up your routines, start eating healthier, get out in nature, accept the breakdown that might be happening in your life. Well, hello. We have love, oh, and animals. How cute. So your spirit animals are talking to you, and then we have love. Let's get some confirmation on why Spirit just gave us those 2 cards. What is love here for, Spirit? Thank you. Renewing your life, clear the clutter. Radiant vitality is filling my life. So you're removing something and making space for something new. Literally pushing a box over the edge. Oh, I just remembered my dream. Okay, so this could be a premonition, not sure. But I had a dream. I dream a lot of water and tsunamis, but there was, not to scare anybody, could be just a dream, but I was in Florida and I was with this other social media girl that I'm friends with. And we were out posting on her deck and on her balcony, and it was a cute home. And all of a sudden we saw this huge wave coming, but we both weren't scared. It was almost like a, oh yeah, okay, it's here. We're ready for this. It was a really strange energy. And we watched the wave come. It brushed through us. We felt the water, but it didn't knock over her house. It didn't pick us up. We were able to be grounded as this tsunami hit us. And it was a typical tsunami. Like we saw, like the water would go back out and then it would come back in. And then it ended up being like a huge, like rushing river. And it was consistently there. But I wasn't scared in the dream. I wasn't fearful. It was almost like it was meant to happen to kind of clear things or remove icky energy. It felt like a cleanse, honestly. And at the end of the dream, we like looked out and it's like everything was brighter and cleaner. So I feel like that dream is symbolic of this, is we might have an energy coming into our life to clear the clutter of what's not right. And it could be going to a job that's not right. It could be being friends with people that aren't right for you. It could be just not going to certain environments because you're just like, oh, I don't feel good here anymore. So I think that was a perfect message for that love, is you have to love yourself enough to know that if the universe is going to pull something away from you, then we have to let it. All right, why were the animals here? Being in the flow. Holy cow. This is like a boat in the sky. I am in the flow of the universe. This is kind of like me starbursting. That's that energy for all of you guys. You guys are stars. You are completely flowing with life. You're trusting each path. You're not scared when the tsunami is coming because you trust why it's coming. It's coming to clear the energy. And it's not a physical tsunami. I mean, who knows, with all the earthquakes we've been having, we could have a tsunami on the East Coast. So my dream could be a premonition, and I was specifically in Florida, so I don't know if that means anything, but this is saying, like, symbolically, if a tsunami is coming, if destruction is coming in your life, there's a reason for it, and you don't have to fear it. It might feel a little unsettling at first, but it's moving you to something better. It's literally helping you clear out this box of stuff that you don't need anymore. And I think the animals are saying, like, they're going to help you along the way. They're going to be speaking to you. Butterflies are going to be coming to you. Maybe black cats. Black cats are protection. Maybe you're going to see tigers on social media. They're the divine feminine standing here in her power, not fearing the night. So there's so many different animals, and crows with spiritual gifts, the stingray, the elephant. They have all of these hidden messages. So our final message in this reading is, if you're seeing animals, look it up on Google. Whatever animal you see, and you're maybe seeing it multiple times, or if it's an animal that you're like, whoa, this is new, I have not seen this animal in a while, go on Google and type in the animal and then type in spiritual meaning. And whatever pops up first, whatever resonates, read it. And that's your message. That is your guide speaking to you, saying the animals want to talk to you. Spirit is sending you that animal so that you go look it up so that you can get clarity on it. But somebody is changing, they're coming into the truth of who they are, and they know destruction is on the way, and they're scared, but it's going to be better in the end. And when you're scared, that's when you need the spiritual guide. That's when you need a mentor, a counselor, somebody who's like that King of Cups. They're grounded. They're saying, everything's going to be okay. I got you. You are so incredibly safe. And if you guys don't feel safe in your life, I'm going to link a video here that I did, a live coaching memo that I sent one of my clients, or one of my viewers actually. They reached out in a panic, so I quickly sent them a memo to calm them down. And I'm going to link it here so that you guys can go and listen to that now, to get out of the ego and to get back into the body, and to know that everything is perfect. The mind is going to tell you that nothing's going to work out and everything's going to be a tsunami. It's going to be ruined, but it's not. Everything is working here for you. And if you're on that twin flame journey, which you are, if you're on my channel, it's all about your soul awakening every single day. You are not here to attain somebody else and to attain things. You are here to grow yourself, to leave a mark, to leave people feeling better. How can I give today? Where can I go? How can I express myself? How can I see my soul do something I've never done before? And that's why we're here. That's the most fulfilling feeling your body will ever feel. And other people who are looking for it through alcohol, through food, through sex, through porn, through vaping, cigarettes, all of these other external things, what they're really searching for is what I just described. It's the feeling of, my soul just did something really hard and I've never done that before, and I'm so proud of myself. And that could be speaking your truth to somebody, or doing the right thing when nobody's watching you. You know, I like to believe that the universe is in a helicopter watching me all throughout the day. Like, there's so many times where I go to do something that's not good, like maybe throw trash on the ground, or like, I don't know, just something small. And I literally pull back and go, nope, God's watching. The universe is watching. I love Mother Earth. Why would I put trash on Mother Earth? And I have to recondition myself, because for so long, nobody taught me to do that. You know, we grew up in a society where people don't teach us to nurture the planet. So we have to kind of pull back and in the moment be better. Be honest with yourself. Don't lie to people. Literally, if you can't tell the truth, pull your energy back and wait until you can, but don't lie, okay? Because that dissonance will be felt here, and you're not going to be able to sleep. And then you're going to have to numb with alcohol just to get to sleep. And that just breeds illness and breeds discord and out of alignment. And you're not going to be able to manifest money if you're not in alignment. Not that money's everything, but money is a resource that we need to feel, not to feel any type of way, but to do our mission, so we can feel fulfilled doing what we love and getting paid for it. So it really is like a balance of both. But I'm sending you guys so much love. This was jam-packed with so many messages. I will see those of you that are watching that are in Awaken Your Magic. I will see you guys for our midweek reading in my community. I'm only going to be posting the midweek reading in there from now on. So if you're not a member, join so you can get more readings. We did a healing session on Sunday, so you get free healings in there. The $44 a month is so incredibly worth all that you're getting. And the community, like just watching people share their signs and synchronicities, sharing their soul growth, sharing how if they're feeling icky one day. Like it's so cool to watch everybody come together and to support each other in the comment section. So please join that if you're feeling alone, if you're going through the dark night of the soul, you need support, you need a counselor, you can't do it alone. And if you can't afford my services, which is $222 per hour, then do the 44 for the month. That's way cheaper. And you're still getting a version of me in there. You're getting all these other people that can talk to you and help you. So don't limit yourself. Do not, you guys, if you say that you can't afford a service from somebody, you're limiting yourself. You are so abundant. You can have anything because the universe provides. Oh, I can do that. Yep, maybe I'll be able to do that next week because the universe will bring it next week. Say that instead of, oh, I can't afford it. Like I cringe when people comment saying, oh, I can't afford your services. I'm like, oh no, this is why you need my services because I need to rewire you. Don't even say it out loud. Say, I'll be able to afford it. I'll be joining soon once the universe provides. That's a more positive way of saying it. So keep that in mind too. How you're speaking all the time is what you're projecting. So be super mindful of how you're talking about yourself. We have to get out of the I'm the victim, I need money and I don't have it and nothing ever works. And you have to be the person that's already having it. And you're like, yeah, life is great. It'll come. I trust it. You have to switch yourself. Okay. You can't see yourself, but I'm here to mirror that back to you. And that's why the community is great too, because there's multiple other people that can mirror it back to you. And we'll be honest with you. We'll tell you because we want your soul to grow. All right, lovies, I'm sending you so much love. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Thank you for supporting me and my channel, and I will see you in the next one. All right, peace out.